Thanks, Bella. Just waiting for YouTube. Lovely. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Science Saturday with me, Danielle, the Enchanted Nanny. Let's start the way we always start our learning videos with our big welcome. So let's warm up our lovely, welcoming, waving hands and let's sing the welcome song. Are you ready? Here we go. Hello, everybody, it's time for us to sing. Hello, everybody, it's time for us to sing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Time for us to sing. And of course, if we're doing science, that must mean it's Science Saturday. So it is Saturday today, which is the 6th day of the week. Let's have a look at those weekdays. We've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we need to move our day flower and pop it right over to Saturday. And do you know, Bella, we don't have a Saturday superstar yet. So I am going to be watching very carefully. Bella and I are going to be reading all of the comments to see if we can find a science superstar today. That's so exciting. And I'll announce that at the end of our science lesson today. Now, today, we are going to be learning all about rain and clouds and even thunderclouds. So let's start today by singing our lovely thunder song. It's called I Hear Thunder. Are you ready, everybody? Here we go. I hear thunder. I hear thunder, hark don't you, pitter-patter raindrops, I'm wet through, so are you. So today we're going to be using what we learnt last week about water and gases and what those molecules do, and we're going to use it to think about what happens when it rains. So that's very, very exciting. I absolutely cannot wait. But of course, for doing science, I'm going to need some very important people. I need my science helpers. Now, we always have lovely Connie helping us with our science, but today we have another very clever scientist. We've got Elodie too. So I'm going to move my science table right into the middle, bring it all the way along. There we go. And now I'm also going to invite Connie and Elodie. Come in. So what we'll do is we'll turn that round and then I'll be able to fit you in a little bit better. So sit down there. Oh, you've got your professor sticker on, Elodie. There we go. Can you turn that around? Let's have a look. Professor Elodie. All right, I'm Professor Connie. Come and sit down, everybody. Okay, so... And they have gotten all of our science things ready for today. So the first thing I'm going to take is my science sheet. So this is going to be my investigation sheet. And all of the things that we find from our experiment today, I'm going to draw with you and we're going to write them all down. But what I want to do is I'm going to stick that up. So let's find some sticky tape because it's always good to have that out so that we can see what we're doing and it keeps reminding us that we are scientists and that this is a big investigation. It's very exciting. So, Connie, do you know what we're doing today?
We're making thunderclouds?
Yes, we're going to be learning all about thunderclouds and rain clouds. I'm going to put my science sheet just there so that everybody can see. There we are. Okay, so our science sheet tells us that we need some important things. So first of all, we need a clear pot, a glass or a jam jar. We've got 2 today because Elodie and Connie are both going to be doing this experiment. So there's our pots. And how many do we have?
1, 2.
2 pots. Now, when we do science, it's very, very important that we pay attention to our numbers because the science experiments have to be the same every time to make them fair and accurate. So we need how many glasses? 2. 1, 2. So you could use 2 to measure different rain clouds, or you could just use 1 if you're only making 1 rain cloud. But today we're going to use 2. 1, 2. Now the next thing we need on our list is our shaving foam. So we're going to put those there, Elodie, so that we can see the experiment.
Shaving foam.
Shaving foam. Now you can get play shaving foam from Wilkinson's, actually. They do really, really good stuff. Or you can just use normal shaving foam. So we're going to put that just there for the moment. The next thing you're going to need is some food colouring. Elodie, where's the food colouring? Pop your hands down, Connie. Let Elodie have a go. There we go. Thank you. Now, you'll need some blue colouring, but if you're doing 2, then I'd get a different colour, because then you can notice the differences a little bit better. So we've got, who would like blue today? Connie, you can be blue. And Elodie, would you like to be red today? Okay, fantastic. So you hold on to that one for me. So, Connie, if you just sit down for a moment so that Elodie can be seen as well. Now, one thing that you can use for this experiment as well is some paper clips. So let's get those open. It's always fun trying to open things like this. I didn't take the tape off. We'll get Daddy to do that. Thanks, Daddy. There we go. Daddy's going to open that for me. Now, what we've also got for our experiment to make it even more sciencey is some goggles. And if you've got some goggles, you can wear them. That stops things from going in your eyes. Would you like to wear those today, Elodie?
Yeah.
There we go. And I don't think we need a funnel today, and I don't think we need a pipette today either. So we'll put those away. But we definitely need our pencil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check off what we've got on our list, and I'm also going to write the title. You don't need to put your hand up, Connie.
Daddy.
Oh, thank you, Daddy. So we're going to take our paper clips. Now, although they won't really affect our experiment, they're really useful in describing different parts of what happens in a rain cloud. So there is a paper clip for you and a paper clip for you. And then we need our pencil so that we can write down all of our findings. So today we are learning about rain clouds. Loud. And we need to check we've got everything. So I'm going to put that there and we're going to leave it there. Thank you. We're not going to touch anything just now. So we've got our clear pots. Check. We've got our shaving foam. Check. We've got our food colouring. Check and check. We've got paper clips and we've got our pencil. Okay, so you can draw any notes there if you want to of your findings. Now, we're going to need some water. So, Bella, could you just grab me some water very quickly? We're going to get a jug of water.
Cold
That's okay. Well, you go with Bella. Just some cold water today would be great. So you're going to need some water. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill both of our cups up to about halfway. Okay?
I know a science experiment.
Well, we're doing this one just at the moment, but thank you. You can tell me a bit later. I know. If Daddy, do you have a Barocca? We might do a bonus science experiment today if we have time.
We can't see Ellie, so if we move Connie there,
that's a great idea. So Connie, you go back because you're a bit taller, and Elodie, you can go just there. So I'm going to fill up the first cup. Oh, this one looks like it's got a bit of a crack in it. I hope it doesn't leak.
Me too.
Is it leaking at all? No, we're okay. And Connie, would you like to fill this cup up to halfway?
Yep.
There we are.
Not me. I'll fill it.
Go on then. So we're going to fill the other cup up to halfway. So remember, the molecules in our water, the things that make the water up, are moving around a little bit, aren't they? They can move around. Now, when we remember what happens to molecules that get hot, they evaporate, don't they? They go a little bit busy, they get really, really active, and then when they get really hot, they evaporate, which means they fly up into the air. Now, as soon as those molecules fly up into the air, they make clouds. They make clouds. But what then happens is the molecules start to cool down. And when that happens, well, they suddenly turn back into water. And the heavier that cloud gets when it's full of water that's getting nice and heavy, the more likely that we will then get rain. So the cloud is all of those water molecules that have gotten all fizzy and warm, and they've gone all the way up to the sky, they've formed a cloud, but once the cloud starts to get cold, all of that gas, all of those molecules that are floating about, they start to become water again, and that's how we get rain. So we're going to pop some shaving foam into our water, and that's going to be just like our cloud. So we're going to spray some in. I'll do the first one. There we go. We're going to spray the top of the water to make a cloud. 1 second, Elodie. We're taking it in turns today. Woo! What's going on there? Give it a shake. There we go. So that's our cloud. Ooh, it's a droopy one, isn't it?
And it smells.
It smells quite nice, doesn't it? Elodie, can you press the button for me really hard? And we'll make another cloud in our other glass. Lovely, well done. So this is really, really great for that fine motor, getting those muscles built up. Oh, it's noisy, isn't it? So now we have our clouds and they're resting on our water. Now, our food colouring is going to represent the rain in the water inside the cloud. And what we're going to, well, you don't need to put your hand up, sweetheart, you're not at school. You can do yours.
Can I do mine too?
You can. But the food colouring is just like all of that water inside the cloud. And we're going to watch as the cloud gets heavier and heavier and heavier. And we're going to see it turn into rain in our glass. Okay, so Connie, if you could squirt about 5 drops of food colouring onto this cloud, and Elodie, if you can wait for yours, you'll do yours next. So stand up, Connie. So let's do 5 drops right in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely. And Elodie, would you like to do yours? There we go. Here we go. 1,
Eddie, careful.
2. Don't worry, she's okay. Quick. 2, 3. Give it a good squeeze. There we go. Can I do some as well?
Yeah.
Thank you. 3, 4, 5. So we're going to watch as our rain clouds get heavier and heavier. And
we can mix them.
Well, we don't want to mix them because then we won't be able to see the experiment, because clouds don't always get mixed up, do they? So we're watching and watching. Now, what we can do is we can start to make those clouds even heavier, because maybe we need a little bit more food colouring. So we're going to squirt some more in. And what we'll start to see is we're going to see how many drops it takes to... Connie, sit down for me a second. To make that cloud get heavier and heavier and heavier. And we're going to look for the rain to start falling, because that's how rain works. It's clouds that get full of water because the gases have gotten cold. They start to form water and the rain cloud gets heavier and heavier and heavier. So could you let Connie have a go with the red, please, Elodie? So let's see if we can see what happens with the rain cloud as it starts to get heavier and heavier and fuller and fuller. Can we see any rain yet, girls?
No.
I think it's happening. I can sort of see our shaving foam, and it's starting to sink a little bit. And of course, the food colouring is heavier than the shaving foam, so it should go through. While we wait for that to happen, that's for the next bit. So while we wait for that to happen, shall we sing a little song? Should we sing? Now I can see up behind the camera just there a spider that's dangling from our stairs. So we're going to sing the Incy Wincy Spider while we wait for our rain clouds to get heavier and heavier. Okay, are we ready? Here. Oh no, leave it, Bella. He's having a good time. But let's sing about that Incy Wincy Spider. And that's a song about the rain too. So you can do spiders like this, or you can do twisty spiders like that. Are you ready, Eddie? Here we go. The Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sunshine and dried up all the rain. So the Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the spout again. Well done. Has it started to rain yet?
Yes.
Has it?
No.
I don't think it has. I think we might need to make our rain clouds even heavier. So let's put some more in.
Can I?
Well, let's let Connie do it first and then you can have a go. Okay, so I'm going to really go for it now. We're going to make our rain clouds really heavy. And I'm going to start putting drops all over them. So if our rain hasn't gotten heavy and if the clouds are very, very light, then we don't have rain. So we're looking now to see just how heavy those clouds, oops, Daisy, that's handy, those clouds need to be for it to rain. Now we put a lot of shaving foam in, didn't we? That might be, oh my goodness. Well, mine's gotten really heavy. And suddenly the rain cloud's broken and it's raining. Oh, wow. So that goes to show, doesn't it, that our rain clouds need to get really heavy. The water, the gases need to cool down to form water droplets that cause it to rain. The cloud breaks, and that's why we find water falling on our faces when it rains. There you are, Connie. Let's have a look. Oh, it's not quite happening for you yet.
It's coming.
Is it? Oh, is it starting to rain in yours too? Oh, it's a very light shower.
It's coming down.
Now look at that. Doesn't that look like a brilliant rain cloud? There goes Connie's.
Oh.
Wow, look, it's just like when it rains.
There we go.
Now,
It's going down.
when we get thunder, that big noise in the sky, let's make thunder. It goes a bit like this, doesn't it? When we get that crashing sound, that's happening because some of the water molecules have gotten so cold that they've turned into a solid and they've actually turned into ice. And those molecules are starting to crash together. And that's why sometimes when we have a thunderstorm, the water droplets are much bigger, and sometimes we even get hailstones, which are big chunks of solid ice falling from the sky. And then also sometimes if we open up our paperclip, sometimes when those bits of ice smash together to make that thunder crash bang sound, they also cause electrical charges, and that causes lightning. So we drop our paperclip into our cloud. We might need to push it down a little bit with our pencil. Of course you can. That's what causes lightning. Of course. And my lightning's actually now stuck in my thundercloud, but it's there, I promise. Let's see if we can force it down a little bit. Oh, I think our lightning's stuck in our thundercloud. And sometimes that happens too, actually. Sometimes we don't always see that fork of lightning come down. Sometimes we just see the cloud light up. So push it all the way down if you can. You're probably going to get quite red.
Wait.
There we go. No, it's fine. Don't worry. I think we might need larger paper clips for that bit. So you might have those at home.
Down.
Guys, if you're going to argue about the science, it's not fun anymore, is it? Right then, before we go, I would like to show you a bonus bit of science that I'm really excited about. So we're going to move those rain clouds away and you guys can continue to watch them. I'm going to put them on the dish and we can carry on watching what they do, and we might even do that experiment a little bit later. But right now, I want to show you a bonus bit of science. Now, this is one that it's really for grown-ups to do, but it's really, really fun to watch. So are you ready, everybody? Bonus science today. I need, Connie, from you, a wine glass. Can you get me a wine glass? Bella, could you go get me some vegetable oil? I don't know what's happening with the wine glass. I hope we still have one. So this is a bonus bit of science for you. We're going to be doing something with water and with oil. It's very, very exciting. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to take a wine glass. Hopefully you can see that. And we're going to, oh dear, it's always fun to do things live with children, isn't it? We're going to take the wine glass and we're going to fill it up to halfway with oil. Now, grown-ups, this is one for you to do with your children because it does involve a Berocca, and we don't want children to be using those on their own. So we're going to fill the wine glass up to about halfway with vegetable oil. And then, Bella, I also need a jug of water, please, if that's okay.
You've still got some left.
Oh, thank you ever so much.
The thundercloud experiment.
Okay, so as you start to experiment more with water and oil, you're going to notice something very, very important. So when I pour this water into the oil, the two liquids behave very differently. Let's see what happens first. What can you spot? What do we spot when we pour the water into the oil? Can you see what's happened? Have they mixed together at all? They haven't, have they? I'm going to take this one down so that we can see properly. Elodie, it's really important with this one that you don't touch this box. So can you sit down for me? This is going to be really, really cool. Just sit down. You can see with your goggles. Okay, so we put water in our glass, but before we did that, we put oil inside it. Elodie, I think, Daddy, I think we might need Elodie just to go outside for a moment because she's having a little bit of an upset moment. So we've got our water and we've got our oil. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some more food colouring. No, thank you. I'm going to do this one by myself. And we're going to pop it into our mixture right in the middle, and I've gone with blue for this one. I'm going to put a nice big bit in. Now again, if you watch how the food colouring behaves, it suddenly makes big droplets, and they usually sink all the way down to the bottom because they're heavier than the oil. So we've got lots of food colouring in there, and that's sunk all the way down to the bottom of our glass. I'm going to put even more in because I love this experiment so much. It can be a bit messy, but it's worth it. We're going to be making something a little bit like a lava lamp. So can you see properly, Bella? Do you want to zoom in to the, I don't know if you can zoom in. Let's have a look.
I can zoom in.
You can. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a Berocca, which is something that fizzes as soon as it touches water. So I'm going to take the Berocca. I'm going to do this one now, Elodie. Not Elodie, sorry, Connie. The joy of having three. I'm going to take the Berocca and I'm going to drop it in. It's not going to react until it reaches the water. And once it does, you're going to see something really cool. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Let's drop it in. I'm going to drop it in. I want to drop it down with its narrow edge first so that it goes straight through the oil. If I drop it like this, it might float on top and then the experiment might not go so well. So I'm going to drop it in. Here we go. Drop. And now we wait. So we start to see big bubbles forming, which is really exciting. And suddenly, as that Berocca starts to go really fizzy, it starts to release bubbles of oxygen, of air, and they can't escape through the water, so they start to escape through the oil, but at a much, much slower pace. And as that starts to happen, the Berocca is also bringing the food colouring up through the water as well. And it colours the water, but not so much the oil. And the only thing colouring the oil are those big globs of gas. And we start to see the water come through the oil, but it never stains it. Instead, we just see those big circles of air as we see all those bubbles forming. Yes, Connie, sweetheart, you don't need to put your hand up. We're not at school, it's just you and me.
It looks like water balloons.
It does look like water balloons. Does anyone else have a little one at the moment that puts their hand up anytime they want to say anything to you? It's so funny. It's so ingrained at school. You don't have to do it. You just talk to me. It's fine. So what can you see, Connie? What do we start to notice?
That the water is turning green and the oil hasn't changed colour.
What's happening to those bubbles as they form? Can they go anywhere?
No.
No. So they start to come. They're still heavier than the oil. Down to the surface. If I turn it around for you,
stuff coming out.
Little breaks in the oil. And if we're quiet, we might just hear the fizzing. And also what's happening is I'm starting to smell the orange in the Berocca, which means that some of those air bubbles are escaping as they break the surface of the oil. So this is a really cool experiment to do at home. And the one thing that we tend to do is leave this glass for as long as possible. And we start to see what happens all the way throughout the day.
Mummy, look at those green ones that aren't the same as these ones.
Yeah, well, some of the food colouring has travelled up in the pockets of air. And they've travelled up and they're colouring just the bottom, aren't they? It's brilliant to see. So the bigger bubbles have settled to the water because they're heavier, and the smaller bottles are now just sort of floating around. The smaller the bubble, the longer it takes to reach the bottom of the glass because it weighs less. So grown-ups, this is a great experiment to teach about weight and size. And we start to use words like heavy and light. Absolutely brilliant. I love doing experiments with oil and water. So there you have it. Now that experiment, as sometimes live videos do, did go it took a bit longer than I thought it would. But let's just take that, and we're going to have a look now at our rain cloud. It's definitely burst absolutely beautifully. I'm really, Daisy, really impressed with that.
Wow.
And now we've got a lovely colour. Look at that. Looks like a real rainstorm has happened.
And all that blue is all the
Oh, wow.
rain.
It is. All of the blue has sunk to the bottom because the cloud, our shaving foam, it couldn't hold the weight of the water. So remember, when you see rain,
Look at that. It's green.
it is. Well, that's because that's the
It
paperclip that I
says-
put in. So remember, when you see rain, all that's happened is the sun has warmed up a puddle of water. The water has gotten all active, jumped about, and suddenly become a gas. And as we know, gases float, don't they? Now, what's then happened with the water is the water's travelled all the way up to the sky and formed a cloud. And suddenly, the gas in that cloud has gotten cold, and those molecules, the water molecules, have turned into water, and that's what causes rain. Once the rain or the water gets too heavy for the cloud to hold. Absolutely fantastic. Now, I want to know all about who just did their science. Tell me all about it, scientists. How did your experiments go? Connie, could you just pop over a little bit? We're going to do a little bit more singing. If you go back outside with Elodie and wait for me. So let's have a look at the comments we've got so far. So we've had lovely Isla. Hello, Isla. We've had brilliant Alfie. We've had Annabelle and Alana, Rory and Finn, and Millie, who would like the song Rain, Rain, Go Away. Well, we can absolutely sing that song. Now, if you've just been watching on YouTube and you've been doing that science experiment, tell me how it went. How are your little scientists doing? And have they also been completing their little science sheet? If your little ones do manage to complete one of these sheets today, do take a photograph of it and send it to me. I'll be really excited to see how they get on. So that was lovely. And as requested, of course we're going to sing Rain, Rain, Go Away. I only know the first bit, really. I wonder if you could, do you know it, Bella? Rain, rain, go away, come and play another day. That's about all I know of that one. I do love songs about the rain, though. Oh, thank you. Here we go. It goes like this. Rain, rain, go away. Daddy wants to play. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. And I'm totally making that up out of my head, but I tried. I tried. My goodness. Well, it was so lovely. Now, I haven't heard yet about how you've all been doing with your science. So I haven't yet got a science superstar. But if you do manage to do that experiment and you've got some photographs of you doing it along with me, then I'll make sure to give out some superstar awards for our most marvellous scientists. Let's sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star together. And I hope that you enjoy a wonderful Science Saturday. Go and have a look at all of the wonderful things that you can find for me and let me know the science that you're doing today. Let's sing Twinkle, Twinkle. Here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Well done, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for Science Saturday. I can't wait to see you again tomorrow when we're going to be doing number fun over at the Mummy Tribe page and here on YouTube. I can't wait to see you all, and I hope that you've enjoyed a marvellous Science Saturday. Thank you so much for joining in, and do let me know if you've managed to do your own science experiment. I can't wait to see. Bella, do we have any more comments at all just before we go? I don't want to miss anybody.
No.
Fantastic. Well, do send me those photos of you all doing your science today. I cannot wait to see them. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you very soon.